Greetings, blessings, all praises be to the Most High Yah, from whom all blessings flow. Just coming on here with a real quick message from Yah before I prepare my home for the Sabbath. There's something I have to get out, that an experience that I had last night when I was in prayer. Yah began to talk to me. Normally, after I pray over my home, I bless my home, I pray over it, I go to sleep. This time, I blessed my home, and He had me turn on a very popular not podcast, but a YouTube channel of a YouTube televangelist, a YouTube pastor that's really popular. A lot of people know him. And he had me put him on as he was talking about the things that are happening around the world. And I listened to the podcast, the broadcast. I listen to it often, but something sounded different. And as I began to listen to it, instead of hearing from him and just taking instead of just hearing from him, I began to hear Yah talk to me and break down what was being said by him. So literally, Yah broke down the spirit behind what was being said by these two people on this YouTube video during this podcast that was going on. During this podcast, as they were talking, normally I take the information, I'm like, okay, this is like that, okay, this is this. I may not agree with everything, but I'm able to take the information in, and listen and say, okay, well, based on what he said, and being that this guy that he's interviewing is in positions to be able to see things from an elevated position, because he's higher up and he sees how all these moves affect the whole world. I just listen because I know what they're planning based on what he's saying, because he's influential in the world. But this time, as I was listening to him, I began to hear Yah saying, do you see? Do you hear? This is what he means. He says this, but what he means is that. And this majority of this conversation that Yah began to give me downloads on was on the situation happening here in Texas with the Democrats, with the Democratic congressmen and women, and the Congress and the House of Representatives. Them leaving the state because they don't want to be forced into this vote on redistricting and making sure that a large majority of the populations in their district are no longer represented by redistricting the area where they're from and shooing them into other districts that are of Republicans. So basically taking Democratic seats and putting a majority of Democratic constituents underneath Republican representation. So, and as I was listening, I heard something totally different. First of all, let's talk about the speech and the rhetoric being said. Like they're saying that he is going to go get these runaways. He's going to go send out the FBI, like they're bounty hunters or catchers, to go and get these runaways. I understand what that means, because I'm Judah. The experience of my experience here in this country, gives me a sensitivity to understanding when someone talks about Democratic people, or to me, people of, it's just like saying DEI. To me, when you say Democrat, DEI, what's the difference? Because that's how they see it. But to talk about them in terms of being runaways, and you're going to send somebody out to catch them, the sensitivity there is lacking on the choice of words that are being used. Or maybe they know what they're doing. They know the choice of words they're using. But what Yah said to me is a perspective that I have never seen, because he gave me their eyes. What Yah says is, these Democrats could possibly be arrested. They could be placed under civil arrest, that they're being tracked down so that you know where they are. And just like ICE, or the bounty hunters that we know now, the catchers that we know as ICE, is they're the prime example. As the Democrats are located, while the FBI is it's above the FBI's jurisdiction to take them. It's not above an agency like ICE to take them into custody. So the FBI is being used as a locator, a tracker, and once the FBI finds them, they will send in their people, their agents, to technically take them and bring them back. So don't look for the FBI to be the ones arresting. The FBI's are locating agents such as ICE, right, have been kind of militarized to do the taking, the snatching of people off of the streets. So we have seen this happen, just not to American citizens or congressmen or women. And so I began to hear Yah said that when this happens, when they are arrested, when these Democrats are taken and brought back to the states where they came from, just like they do runaways, right? That's going to start a chain of events to happening. And the truth is that they feel as if they have to control this spin of what's happening, because they really don't understand what's coming in. I'm trying to say this, Lord, give me the right way to say this. They feel as if they have been betrayed by the Democratic Party, and that they don't understand the history of what it has taken for America to be America, and that there are other entities at play behind these Democrats wanting to represent the freedom and the rights of the people that they're representing, meaning they want us to follow their lead and do what they say do. Right? So all of this is about rights. The people are waking up and understanding that they have rights, and that they are able to have representation, and that what's happening in this government is not for them. So what Yah said is, oh Father, praise it that I say it the way you said it. That you said what they are doing, they are upset because we know that the time is coming up. We're in a great wrap up. And because Yah is coming, because he is coming, he has woken up the people. And that spirit that is within us, the Holy Spirit that says that we are sovereign and we are free and we are able to govern, we know that we have a freedom. We are able to speak and take our positions where we are. The old ways have passed away. We're no longer confounded by the narrative that was given about who we are. So now that we're beginning to wake up and know who we are, they have to hold us in and silence us, because the whole time it has been us who has put into this system to build it the way it is. Slavery ended physically, but emotionally and mentally, slavery, the chains were put on. But now that mental slavery is being taken off of the people, and we know that we are free. Like, we realize our bodies are free to move how we want to, yet it took us off a plantation and we physically were able to move, but mentally there was a binding that made us feel like we had to put into this system their way because of the psychological warfare. That is lifting. And as it lifts and we understand, not only are our bodies free, but our spirits are free, and our spirits have a source that is literally pouring into us, and we're doing and governing ourselves in spite of this government that we're in, meaning the kingdom of heaven is governing us. They feel like as if they have to hold on, and because we don't, or because the people don't want to fall in line to their view of what the government is, or what they have done to get these things set up here in this country that was stolen, that we need to be put back in our places. And they need to be the ones that are governing, because their vision of what this country is the only one that matters. And they have put so much bloodshed into this, and mostly it was a bloodshed of the indigenous and slaves that was put into this, that they feel betrayed. And so they're going to use any means necessary to make sure that you know that you have a place that you belong in. But the problem is, the place that we belong is the one that Yah said, and them binding us or trying to put the people who are now seeing that they are sovereign and that there's a kingdom that is coming that has given them the power and authority to live and be free. Like the Bible said, Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of that which follows. They want to suffocate Jacob's trouble. And Yah says they don't understand, but they do. So they want us to continue as in slavery, how we were out there in them fields. They want us to continue to put ourselves out there for them and their agenda. But they're only thinking about their own self-preservation. And their self-preservation does not include you, but they want you to build it for them. So you need to understand that they're not going to see things your way because they only see self-preservation, and their self-preservation is by any means necessary, and that their self-preservation has been attained by the shedding of blood, by a lot of bloodshed. This country has a lot of bloodshed of the indigenous, the original inhabitants, the original inhabitants of this land. Right? And the slaves that they brought over here to build it up for them. They don't care about your preservation because it wasn't for your preservation that you were brought here and that you died and that you had to give yourself over to them. So they're in it for their self-preservation. And all of this is about the fact that you know and understand that there is something coming that is now coming to set you free, just like Exodus. So all this is about that. And the problem is that even also in this broadcast, they were talking about the land groaning and the weather and things. And so they think that the weather is the way it is because, so they know that this is not genetically modified, that this is not weather modification. They know that this is heavenly, but they have twisted it and the word to believe that it is in response to you not falling in line. So they have to get you to fall in line, meaning they're going to come against you civilly. This is the beginning of their civil war against everybody who's waking up and who's not staying in their place. This is the beginning of a civil war that is coming, that's going to break America. What they don't understand is that in the middle of this breaking, what's going to happen is the breaking of the country, because they don't understand that there is a creator, that our creator is the one that the spirit is rising up from. They don't understand that the spirit that is waking us up is from Yah. So they're literally fighting against Yah's move because of the wickedness, the lies, the manipulation, the scare tactics, the torture that has gone on, the blood that has been shed, as they say, for this country to be. And we don't understand basically what they've done, the blood that was shed for this country to be here. So they're never going to see things your way. And the more you wake up, the more they're going to suppress and pull and try to control. So I fear that the Democrats will be arrested. The FBI will locate them. They have the FBI, the trackers will locate them, and they will send in their bounty hunters or like ICE agents to pull the Democrats, to bring them back to Texas so that they are forced to give over the rights of the people that outnumber them here in this country. And they're doing it because of what they've given up. They're not letting go. But they're fighting against Yah himself to keep this system moving, when Yah clearly is bringing an end to all the ways of this world that have been used to bind, murder, kill, and savagely torment the people. I mean, in the past, I know it's not the same, but unless you're in places like the Middle East where you're literally watching it happen. So the things of the past that they talk about that they say aren't real, you're watching it happen. Because the people who are torturing there are not Semitic, they're European. They've taken on another identity, yet again, DID. They've taken on an identity that does not belong to them, and they're literally flushing out the real bloodline. You understand? And we've always watched it. It's something that we have been watching. We're watching, meaning, in other words, we're watching revelation happen, right? But we're being told that we're on the opposite side of revelation when that's not true. The reason that these things are happening is because we are in revelation and everything's wrapping up. It's exposure. The lie is being exposed, and depending on the depth of the lie or the efforts that were taken to keep the lie going, to perpetuate it, or the efforts that were taken to start the lie, it's breaking down. Depending on that effort is depending on the intensity of the battle that we're going to go through and how it's going to be torn. So literally, this is what the end times is. A revelation of the truth, exposure on a grand level. This is why exposure is happening on such a small level all around us. People are being exposed. The industry is being exposed. You have lawmakers being exposed. Systems being exposed. Lies are being exposed. Cat Williams said it best when he said it last year about the exposure. But what is the truth is, it hasn't stopped. It's only going to increase. So if the exposure was going to be crazy in 2024, imagine what it is in 2025, leading to death. Leading to mass casualty. Leading to mass casualty events. And this is what we're watching. But the thing is that they don't understand that these systems are being broken because the Creator is coming. It's almost like a pressing down. As heaven is coming, He's pressing down all the wickedness. And it's being pressured into one location and it's fighting to stay alive. It's fighting to keep its relevancy. And so this is literally what we're witnessing here. And like I say often, this stuff has been spoken about in the book of 2nd Esdras. It's all over it, especially what's happening with the weather and what's happening with the exposure. So they're being seen. You have to start reading the book of 2nd Esdras. Like I said, this is a quick come on, so I don't really have Esdras up and ready for us to go over and review. I haven't prepared scriptures this time, please excuse me. But this is just the message that I got from y'all. That these things, these events are not going to stop. They're only going to keep going. Right. So prepare yourself. Understand that they're leading us, I believe it's 2nd Ezra 16. I believe off the top of my head, just kind of remembering where it all would have come from. Or if it's 2nd Ezra 15, I don't want to go and grab my Bible. Yeah, that's it. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. Yes, 2nd Ezra 15 and 3. So this is where we are. He says, behold, in 2nd Ezra 15:10, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Mitzrayim, the land of Egypt. We know that Mitzrayim is bondage and captivity. We know that America is another form of Egypt. This country, like the capital, is even made based on Egyptian culture. Behold, my people Yes, are led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Mitzrayim. So things are happening, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Mitzrayim with plagues as before, and will destroy the land thereof. This is what we're witnessing. We're witnessing plagues. If you wanted to know what it looked like, y'all make the Bible so funny. Like, you want to know what it looked like. You try to make the Bible so funny, like it doesn't make sense. Look at what's happening now. This is how it was in Egypt. Water turning red for no reason. Cicadas, locusts flying around everywhere, devouring everything. Here, floods coming from nowhere. And if my dream is accurate, these floods are not coming from above. They're coming from above and beneath. Do you understand? Floods, earthquakes, volcanoes. This would be the plagues. Y'all be trying to make the Bible funny like it's not practical. The Bible is practical and makes sense. Do you see that the Bible verses that you read are making sense now practically? The Bible verses y'all try to make all goofy and funny. Like trying to make Esau and Jacob one white and one black. Stop being funny. The Bible, come on now. Let's be real. This is real life. We're living this thing. We're seeing these things happen right now. And so the books that y'all don't want to read are the books that what's happening is coming out of. Get into 2nd Esdras. Read 1st and 2nd Baruch. Get into these books. They were Canaanized. And they were canonized, but they were taken out because of what it says. Get into Esdras. Yes, for the sword, 2nd Esdras 15:15, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another people, and swords in their hands. This means the people and the nation. This is a civil war. It didn't say one nation against a nation. It said people. This means that the people and the nation will begin to split and fight against each other. This is what's happening here in America. And no matter which way it goes, let's say that the Democrats are able to do this and they're able to stop what is happening. Let's say that the Democrats, let's say that they don't get arrested, I should say. Let's say Democrats don't get arrested and they come back into the state. Let's say they're forced to do this thing. Let's say they have to redistrict and the Republicans get what they want. Let's say the Republicans get what they want. Now you have another chain of events that's happening. Do you understand? No matter what happens in this event, just like no matter who became president, no matter what happens, Yah's will is about to be done and everything is going to be laid bare because everything shall fall. It says a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to, meaning these red and these blue states, this division is going to be deep. This is what's happening now. The Democrats were able to go into a Democratic state and lock out the Republicans from coming in. So meaning states that are blue are going against states that are red. So there's a division. So that means what are the Republicans and their states going to do in retaliation from what's happening? When all y'all got to understand these systems are falling. And if you're playing as a pawn in this game and you don't understand what's happening, you're going to fall victim to what is happening. Judah, Israel, come out of her. Come out of her. Look at these things for what they are. Yes, y'all put the president into position. Gotta say that. Y'all did this. Y'all did it. You prayed for it. You got it. So do you wish bad on the man? No. You pray for him. You pray over him. You pray that Yah's will be done through him. Pray that Yah's will be done through him. Yeah, you pray for him. You pray that Yah's will be done through him. But just know that this is all leading to a civil war, as mentioned in 2nd Esdras. And when the civil war begins, once the civil war begins, he's going to send in people from another land that are going to divide your country because you're already divided. And this would be Second Ezra 15:28. After the Civil War, after everything is divided, after man would not be able to go into one city that he wants to go in, after there's a famine and there's no food, after the plagues have begun to hit the land. Second Ezra 15:28. Behold, a horrible vision and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind unto the earth, and that all that which hear them may be in fear and trembling, and that all them that hear them may be in fear and trembling. So as you divide your nation, because you're using tactics of power like Esau to take control of people, the majority of the people, you begin the process is going to you begin a civil war. Your nation suffers, the people are hungry, they won't be able to eat, you begin a famine, the land is divided, and when you're divided, from the east the dragons of Arabia will come. I'm not saying this. I'm reading biblically what's going to happen. Because you will say, oh, that already happened. No. Second Ezra is a end time book that gives you it gives you a line of procession. It tells you step by step what is going to happen. And I can tell you that we're about to enter into the step that is civil war. Civil war comes after the plagues of the wind, the plagues of the water, the plagues. Civil war comes in. After civil war comes famine. And as the land is divided, hungry, dry, and in famine, the dragons from the east will come in. The dragons of Arabia from the east will come in. All of this because you want to hold on to your lies. You tricked yourself into believing your lies. The talk about Israel is another subject because it's the same thing. Colonization, Hellenization is the same thing that has gone on. It's the same story over and over again. Right? So this is where we're at. Israel, Yasharel, Judah, come out of her. Come out of her. Leave them Romans alone. Come out of her system and stand in the kingdom, Yah system. Be strong in it. Be governed by it. And call on Yah, who has blessed us with Yahusha and his Ruach HaKodesh to get us through these times. And keep your eyes open to the sky because he is coming. And he's coming for a ready people. So let's stay ready. Let's stay intentional. Let's stay vigilant. Let's look at these scriptures through eyes right now. Let's look at these scriptures through practical eyes because the book is practical and its prophecies are practical, not goofy like they be trying to make them. This is our book. Read it practically. Know and understand how you will move and operate, and read these books and understand what you're really reading. Visualize yourself in it and what it would look like and see what's happening now, and that's enough for you to understand. So that's just what happened when I was praying to Yah. He was breaking down what the problem is. They're mad that we won't take our energy and put back into their systems that like we used to, like we physically built them, we also spiritually built them, and they're mad that we won't continue because we know that Yah is coming with the kingdom for us to be free, to build in his system, in his glory, and to be all that he has ordained us to be. In other words, we're taking the light again. The personality that was put on us in this DID MK Ultra experiment, the identity, the persona that they built in us, that they spoke witchcraft over us in, is being deconstructed, is tearing down. And our true self is rising up again. And we don't want to put into their system. We want to put into Yah's system and be all that Yah says that we are. And this is a problem for them. So be ready, be vigilant, be intentional about everything and all your movements. And that is just what y'all gave me in prayer. So be blessed. I'm going to go in here and get my house ready for the Sabbath so that, we can have our worship. Praise Yah. All blessings and praises be to him. Be at peace, and blessings to you. I pray over your home and that your family is in good health and at peace, and that you take all this to him in prayer. In Yahushua's name.